Hello mga cutie!
Hey everyone! Welcome to daldalang walang curfew!
Usapang hindi nala-lockdown, ito ang
QuaranTalk! Hi,
Hi
Jude!
Ella! Happy Monday!
Yes, it's a new week.
Yeah, ang daming mga nangyari nitong weekend at actually ngayong araw. And we are on our 42nd day of quarantine since the implementation of ECQ dito sa Luzon.
Yes. So, before we go into this topic, main topic, let's have a look at the latest numbers ng ating COVID-19 cases here in the Philippines.
Okay, let me pull that up. Pero so far,
yeah, ang new cases ay today, meron tayong confirmed 198 new cases, bringing the total to 7,777. Jules?
Yes, and the deaths ay merong bagong bilang na 10, which ay ang total natin 511. So this is lumiit na yung number ng mga deaths natin. Ang recoveries naman natin ay 70 patients for a total of 932. So talagang nakikita natin na meron ng improvement kasi mas tumataas na rin naman daily ang mga test natin. Pero ang tanong nga, maraming mga debates kung meron na ba talagang curve in the first place? Kasi 'di ba ang pinaka-goal naman talaga is to flatten the curve. At yung ECQ naman, yung pagla-lockdown natin, hindi naman talaga siya solution para ma-heal itong COVID. Kumbaga pinapatagal lang natin para mabawasan yung mga nahahawa.
Yeah, parang we're buying time until we find a vaccine, we find a cure. Actually, over the weekend, I think, umingay din yung paglabas nga pala na virgin coconut oil as a possible cure for COVID-19. And scientists are also looking into that. Pero speaking of ECQ, Jules, balikan natin yan. Kasi earlier today, umingay sa social media yung isang incident sa Dasmariñas Village in Makati City.
Right.
And may video na nag-spread in social media where a foreigner was assaulted by men in uniform dahil daw sa paglabag sa ilang mga quarantine policies and city ordinances in Makati.
Yeah, we have a video. Pwede natin palabas, Aya. Ito yung unang nag-trend na video and I think this is from Rappler, no? Nilabas ng Rappler to. Silipin lang natin, ha? So this is a warning kasi medyo violent yung mga videos na makita.
Hey, Kuya! What's going on? Hey, you're in our... Kuya! No! Kuya! You're trespassing our house! You're trespassing our house! What are you doing? Kuya! Kuya, please! What
Yung
are you
naririnig
doing?
nating girl, yan yung wife. Right?
Or kung saan
Kuya, what are you doing? He's injured! Kuya, he's injured with his back! It's life-threatening, Kuya! Please!
I think it's enough, no?
Please! Kuya, you're in our house! You're
Okay.
trespassing!
Alright.
Help!
Okay, let me just
He's
pause the
injured!
video.
It's life-threatening, Kuya! Come on!
Alright.
She says it's life-threatening because apparently yung guy, meron siyang spinal injury. Meron siyang injury sa likod sa spine. So,
Since this morning, ang reaction ng netizens ay talagang galit na galit. Kasi ang unang pumasok sa isip ng mga, I'm assuming ang pumasok sa isip ng mga netizens natin, nasa property line, tapos pumasok yung police, tapos bakit gusto hulihin agad. Kasi 'di ba aarestohin na dapat itong citizen na nakatira sa Dasmariñas. Pero may isang video rin naman na lumabas from the end of the police. So for the sake of fairness, papakita rin natin to. And here it is. Rappler din ang naglabas nito. So let's watch it.
Kuya, this is not allowed to do that.
Kuya,
come here. No, this is not allowed to do that. Who are you? It's not allowed to do. No, it's not allowed to do. What I do right now, I want you to arrest that video. Because you are the one who came to my house with not 1 meter protection. You actually, instead of doing the right thing, to come here, and you can go whoever you want. Okay? Get out of my house. Sorry. Let me get out of here. It's very disrespectful you're doing right now. To us. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You're good, Aya.
No, you also wanna wait.
Okay.
The man was questioning the presence of the police officers in his property,
Mhm.
but it looked there by the street. No? So it turned out the police now were summoned by
Right.
the village.
Yeah, may question actually. Ano yung mas nauna dito? Yung video na last o yung video no first? Ano yung sequencing dito?
Yung first part ay yung video. You'll see yung video released by the police. The second one that we showed ay 4 minutes yung length niya. Tapos yung sa wife, release yan. Yun yung part na nagkakaroon na ng physical contact yung police at saka yung fund.
So nung start, yung start nakikiusap muna yung police, tama ba?
No, okay, yung very beginning ng story, si house help ay nagwa-water down ng plants without using a face mask, which is the requirement in that area. And then, so napansin siya ng mga police na nagpapatrol, sinata sila, and they were asked for a 1,000 peso fine. So the maid asked the boss, the foreigner, na okay, meron nang kailangan kong magbayad ng fine, ganyan. So the boss went out of the house, he faced the authorities, and he was saying that the fine was unnecessary, and he was questioning the presence of the police also. And I think that's where it escalated. If you guys, the viewers, would want to see the full-length video, nakikita nyo siguro how the interaction progressed. And from there, nagkaroon nga ng attempt na i-restrain yung man and they were arguing na wala namang warrant of arrest, so you can't arrest him. So, tumakbo na yung guy, pumunta siya sa loob ng bahay niya. Kasi doon, he's more safe. Hindi siya mapapasok ng police there. So, nag-stop na rin yung authorities and umalis na rin sila eventually. Now, after that incident, umingay na sa social media yung mga videos until this morning, nag-release na rin ng statement yung Makati Police, the mayor's office also released a statement, and then nagkaroon na nga nitong bagong development that they are actually, the police are actually filing charges against the foreigner.
Yeah, and merong lumabas naman na comments yung mga residents ng Dasmariñas Village na they're all out to support the rules of the IATF for the ECQ, etc. Pero so long as hindi raw na tatapakan itong human rights nila. Pero for the whole, yung pinaka-reaction ng mga netizens natin, ako kasi pinaka-take ko dito, well, number one, there are always two sides of the stories. And obviously, nakita natin yun sa dalawang videos. And we all have our biases dito. May bias for the citizen and there's bias for the element of the states. Bias for or bias against. And usually, against nga, yung nagiging bias sa mga kapulisan natin. Pero if you'll try to weigh things by watching both videos, kung sakaling naging mahinahon yung pakikipag-usap ng police, ano kaya yung nag-trigger kaya umabot doon sa hahablutin pa yung citizen? May lumalabas na comments na may influence daw ng alcohol, etc. We're still yet to find out kung ano ba yung pinaka-transcript talaga ng mga nangyari. Pero ayun lang, siguro yung pinaka-takeaway ko dito, before siguro tayo magalit sa lahat ng mga bagay-bagay, no, let's try to check muna both perspectives and then let's decide.
Yeah, ang mahirap mahirap kasi dyan na unang lumabas yung video ng Citizen. So, dahil sa sensitive na talaga yung mga tao, and we're trying to be vigilant also sa mga human rights abuses. So, I think it is natural for people to react sa nakita nilang abuse kasi kung mukhang agrabyado talaga yung foreigner on that front.
Sana sa property, no?
And even that is up for debate. Kasi sinasabi rin nila that part of that interaction, of that incident happened sa labas ng property line. So, ganang aspeto din yan. And I think it's now up to the courts to look into the nitty-gritty. And I would encourage everyone to look up the stories written about it, the accounts, to see both sides of the story. Kasi may mga friends din ako masyado silang na-disturb sa nakita nilang videos, the first video. And for me lang yun, look at the other side also. Just so mas sound yung judgment natin, and we have sound arguments when we fight for what we believe in, especially in public discourse. Ayan. Tapos, para kapakalmahin yan ng konti yung mga puso ninyo, friends. Ayun. Kasi marami talagang nagalo from the very start. Now,
siguro as we end this segment, tama naman din yung sinabi ng mga taga Dasmariñas Village na tayo naman lahat susunod talaga sa mga rules para siyempre hindi kumalat itong COVID-19. Pero dapat balanse din yung pag-protect sa mga rights natin. 'Di ba? Sa ibang bansa nga, kung walang maskara, hindi mo hulihin, bibigyan mo ng maskara.
Tama, bigyan. Kung walang maskara, bigyan.
Okay.
Okay.
Naging mabigat yung usapan natin. Next na. Okay, ngayon naman, part din siyempre ng pinag-usapan natin sa QuaranTalk ay itong mga quarantine trends. At dahil nga 42 days na tayo nasa loob ng mga bahay natin, grabe no, magto 2 months na tayo nasa loob ng mga bahay natin. Ano ba itong mga trending na mga ginagawa ninyo sa mga bahay ninyo? Ikaw, Eya.
Ako ang mauna. So, first, ang hobby ko, I'm still working from home. Okay. So hindi naman ako, like, wala akong maraming oras for new hobbies, no? Siguro yung bagong thing na napagtuunan ko ng pansin ay yung pag-experiment sa kusina. Kasi I really wanna learn how to prepare my own food. So, ngayon, mas may chance kasi I do the groceries na, the grocery run. So, I get to pick all the food that I need. Right. So, kung makikita niyo ilan lang yung sa mga pinag-experimentohan ko. So, mahilig po ako sa veggie lumpia. Gusto ko talaga yan. So, ginawa ko siya for the first time. 2 hours ko siyang ginawa. Pero masaya ako kasi, the food makes me happy. Tapos, yung isa naman, matagal na akong gumagawa ng tuna pasta. Gusto ko talaga spicy tuna pasta. Pero for the first time, or second time, ginawa ko bihira ko yung gawin, yung may cream na tuna pasta. Okay naman yung lasa, pero wala lang akong pang-garnish. Next time, bibili ako ng mga pang-garnish para may color naman yung food. Ayun lang, I enjoy it. Masaya yung process preparing your own food. So I hope you guys will also try your hand at preparing your own meals.
Right. So, kung meron din kayong mga new hobbies na ginagawa ngayon, nyo lang.
What have you been doing?
Ako, well, as an extrovert, sobrang hirap talaga. Tayo, extrovert naman tayo, di ba? Ang hirap na nasa bahay lang tayo. Pero mas meron akong bonding time ngayon sa doggy ko, kay Brandy. Ayan, kasi walang pet shop. So, ako yung nag-groom sa kanya. Tapos noon, pre-ECQ, ang ginagawa ko dati, as much as possible, nagdi-gym ako. Pero ngayon, impossible nga kasi delikado rin daw. So, nag-workout din ako.
Asa yung picture?
Wala. Check mo na lang sa Facebook. Nakakahiya kasi nasa OBB na nga eh.
Okay. Alright, so yan. So guys, you can try, if you have extra time, if you can carve time, work out, prepare your own meals, have some quality time with your pets and with your loved ones. And yung iba na bagong arts, crafts, find your own channel for creativity, relieving stress and anxiety. Ayan. So maybe after
yung si Brandy sa screen, hindi ko gets kung ba't gano'n. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Ayan, if you guys would want, siguro after the show, we'll share some of the links ng mga other hobbies that you can try. Now, sige, Jules, let's go to the next part of this QuaranTalk.
Yeah. So, ang isang segment po natin sa mga viewers natin itong quarantine. Okay? Ano ba yung mga magandang pag-usapan natin ngayon na dahil papunta pa lang tayo sa tinatawag ng new normal. Ano ba itong new normal na to? Ano yung mga mangyayari? Ano yung mga magbabago? Sabi nga ni Secretary Roque kahapon na baka ang new normal natin ay kung ano yung General Community Quarantine o yung GCQ ngayon. So, ibig sabihin marami pa ring sarado. At meron tayong makakapanayam, Eya. Okay, ikaw na
Yes.
mag-introduce, Eya, na ating napakahusay na speaker.
Yes, so sa kwentuhan natin tonight, makakasama natin ang isang serial entrepreneur, social development expert, at mentor na talagang may malaking puso. Malaking puso. Malaking puso para sa lahat ng entrepreneurs at innovators dito sa Pilipinas and actually everywhere. Ayan, at syempre may pusong para sa bayan.
Mhm.
And we are joined tonight by the founder and CEO of Impact Hub Manila and also the regional lead of Impact Hub Asia Pacific. So tonight we are joined by Ces Rondario.
She's here in 3, 2, 1. Hi!
Hi guys! Hello, good evening.
Kamusta ka, Ces?
Okay naman. Hello from BGC.
Hello from QC. Bawal ang alak dito.
Ito, ginger beer lang. Hanggang ganyan na
Eya, you're in Malabon right now. Tama?
Yeah. From north to south tayo.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. So, Ces, very interesting na topic natin ngayon at sana yung mga viewers natin mag-send lang kayo ng mga questions nyo kasi pwede rin natin siyang i-flash dito sa ating screen. So, ang pinaka-topic po natin for tonight, how businesses can thrive in this pandemic. Okay, si Ces, ano muna yung Impact Hub Manila, Ces, para sa kaalaman ng viewers natin?
So we're part of the largest network of entrepreneurs in the world. So we're in about 100 cities globally, about 50 countries, and we exist to support entrepreneurs, to support them as they start and scale. So we are a social incubator, which means we help entrepreneurs succeed. So yun ang aking trabaho, tumulong mag-grow ng mga negosyo.
Wow.
In many ways.
Okay, Eya.
Yes.
Cute yung dalawa.
Kasi parang si Ces, alam namin kung nag-start yan, tuloy-tuloy yan. So parang, yeah. natin yung mga questions for Ces. Si Ces will start painting the picture for everyone. Di ba, micro, small, and medium enterprises ay malaking bulk ng lahat ng registered businesses in the Philippines. So, ano yung nakita mong impact ngayon sa small businesses, especially here in the Philippines, brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic?
You know, the MSME sector comprises, when we last checked, it's over 99%. So, you know, it's basically the majority of businesses, diba? Medyo weird na ngayon distinction around that kasi they still base it on the number of employees, not necessarily on the revenue that they're generating, which I think to me is an indicator of what kind of business are you, diba? But because of technology, syempre, companies now, a company that is worth $10 million could be far less than what a company that does probably manufacturing, diba? And earn significantly less, diba? So medyo that in itself is a big disruption in terms of business, diba? How we define enterprise, how do we define sectors, diba? Parang nagkakagulo nga sila ngayon kasi diba parang when the many reforms on taxation was introduced, diba parang what did BIR base it off of kung saan ka ita-tax? Sabi nila assets. Di ba ngayon technology-wise, ang asset lang isang entrepreneur, minsan laptop. So parang kung saan mo i-base yung tax mo, paano na, di ba? So I'm just trying to kind of carve out, di ba? Parang it has now been obliterated. What we know to be about businesses has changed already. And unfortunately, not very many countries have really kind of embraced this, no? And because it's hard to kind of follow also because you have statutes of laws that you have to still adhere to. So ang nagbago is that um, wala the normal businesses now. There are some businesses I don't think will survive. Some industries will really have a hard time. Ayoko na magbanggit ng industries kasi marami akong kaibigan. Lahat naman may kaibigan tayo sa negosyo na yan. So wag na lang. Pero I know that there are some industries that it will be very hard for them to bounce back. Just because it's to nobody's fault. Sometimes innovation is not hindi siya relevant sa nangyari sa kanila. Parang how do you innovate something that is in the air? Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang wala eh. So how can they survive? Alam mo, before the thriving, you need to survive, di ba? So surviving hacks talaga yan. So ako, that's why when we have a resiliency project, di ba? We have a webinar series. We went down into crafting what you really need to have to be able to get through this period. It starts with your mind. Diba? We had the wonderful speaker, si Jack Sim, who's a serial entrepreneur, and he said, just don't lose your mind. You can lose your money, but you do not lose your mind. Kasi nakaka-overwhelm siya eh. Siyempre, you're paying, you have to be accountable for your employees.
Right.
Don't lose your mind. Like, it is what it is. And I think you need to, parang ano lang yan, diba? The 5 stages of grief, diba? Parang of life. Parang you have to accept that this is reality. Marami kasi sa atin na parang ine-expect natin na things will go back to normal. Guys, wala nang normal. Like, I think you already have to embrace that things are going to change. Oo, parang in many ways, diba? Parang let's say, traveling. Magiging Africa situation na tayo. Lahat na kailangan until the vaccine is there. We will have that, diba, yellow slip when you have to go to Africa. May yellow slip na yan. It will change, diba? Parang applications to certain countries will be, diba, si Japan, kinancel out niya na immigration nila. So, ang dami nagbabago, diba? So, wala na. Siguro, you get back to normal. At some point, palalabasin na rin tayo, diba? Some countries have already started opening up their countries slowly. Pero there will be social distancing requirements. There will be, di ba, we will be the generation that will have, alcohol and what have you in your pocket. Things have changed.
Yeah.
And I think,
in our industry, 'di ba, very important yung concepts ng collaboration, ng huddles, and usually it will really go against social distancing kasi of course you can do that through webinars, etc. Pero iba yung pagka-meet mo yung team mo ng harapan eh. So, moving forward, kung kailan man natin ma-accept, kasi feeling ko nasa in denial stage pa tayong lahat na ano ba yung magiging new normal. Ano kaya yung parang magiging bagong sense of culture now, ng work ethic ng mga groups, ng mga teams?
alam mo, ano yan eh, it will boil down to how we all think we can handle the reality of the sickness. Ako, to me, it will be a very prudent way moving forward. Parang ako, diba, a lot of what we do is events, right? We have fuck-up nights. Almost every week may event ako. And most of my programs are bent on execution of events, diba? So, magbabago dito is yung feeling ko kasi maraming taong feeling nila mawawala na lang kasi to eh. Yun yung feeling ko talaga, na parang it will all die out, parang, di ba, it will all cancel out, and then you would go back to having groups, di ba? I think gradually it will change na people will have to start reconnecting differently. I think there's going to be, siguro ang pinaka may expect mo dyan, there will be a limited number of people who are allowed to huddle, di ba, in a group. There will be more restrictions on what is advised sa mga events. So mga buffet wala na. Nasabi ko nga catering industry yung medyo matatamaan ng konti kasi plated na, hindi na pwedeng hindi na pwedeng buffet yan kasi you have to restrict the surrounding, 'di ba? Even that kinakalculate ng mga tao yan, 'di ba? So feeling ko in terms of mixers and ganyan, it will shift to I don't think it will completely go digital naman kasi I think it will be smaller, it will be more contained, it will be more parang cautioned, ganyan. I don't know when big events are gonna happen again. Parang a lot of the sporting events have canceled everything until 2021, di ba? June.
Mm.
So, feeling ko liliit. Liliit. Feeling ko sana magkaroon ng way that people connect better. 'Di ba? Parang because they will thrive on connecting rather than just, 'di ba nga, aminin nyo, I talk to my friends more now. Just
Yeah.
because. 'Di
Mm-mm.
ba? So, kasi parang you have the intentionality because you don't see them anymore. 'Di
Mm.
ba? Yun.
So I think for one, kailangan ng mga businesses to have a force to accept the new circumstances that we're in and try to adapt now. So when it comes to kumbaga sa survival toolkit and sa adapting to these new circumstances, aside from changing or having the right mindset, what would you say should be the first um, action that entrepreneurs should do before they can, when it comes to strategizing as to where they should move forward?
I mean, they have to go back to why they started the business in the first place, right? What they have in their what they have currently, 'di ba? And then look at the problem and see how it fits. Yun naman ang negosyo, 'di ba? Parang how many times have we, I mean, you know this, 'di ba? Parang when an opportunity comes, 'di ba? You adapt to it, 'di ba? Parang dati hindi ka naman nagpapa-take out. All of a sudden, because this happened, delivery na lahat ng restaurant, 'di ba? You adapt eh. So ako, to me, honestly, if you think about it, if you really think about it, a lot of the things that people have adapted to being and to doing
Mhm.
would probably be the things that they wanted to do in the long run.
Right.
Mga nasa pipeline na yan. Diba? Ako, I wanted to get into e-learning. We wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Nasa 2022 plans ko yan. Wala na. 2020 na siya. Kasi ganun eh. Diba? So, if you think about it, if you really know your business, if you know why you exist, you will find a way to meet the problem head on.
Mhm.
And it might even just be innovating how you handle your people, how you structure the team. And innovation doesn't necessarily mean technology. It is really a way of looking at a problem and providing a solution, di ba? So kung ang problema natin is maraming tao at sa office, naka-shifting sila. Ganun, di ba? So it's really knowing your where you are, understanding how you can move it around,
Right.
and then attacking it head on. It sounds simple, pero I think this is across businesses, no? Whatever industry you're in.
Okay. Says, syempre it's a shared responsibility of all sectors of the government, of private sector, of civil society. From the end of the government, ikaw na matagal ka na rin nasa industry and working with different governments and LGUs, ano yung pwedeng matulong ng national government and even ng LGUs given na limited din ang resources nila ngayon for providing resources then directly to the people? Ano yung pwedeng services or support yung pwedeng mabigay nila for small businesses?
Right now, internet. yung Wi-Fi, yung infrastructure na yan, kasi business is 90% infrastructure if you think about it, diba? Infrastructure ng how you do banking, that's infrastructure. That is, diba? Transportation, that's infrastructure. So yung many levels of infrastructure, dapat masagot nila kahit yun lang. Hindi naman nila kailangan magbigay ng maraming pera. Ayusin nila yung basic telco, 'di ba? Pwede ba mag-friends na sila ng mga telco tapos sabihin na lang nila palaganap na nila na yung Wi-Fi for all kasi parang how can people work from home?
Yeah.
Diba? Yun na lang. Kahit yun lang, sagutin nila yon. Malaking ginhawa na yun for a lot of businesses, diba? Tapos, feeling ko, dapat ngayon, by now, meron na silang plan on providing stimulus packages na hindi deferment, talagang tax holiday, talagang holidays on payments na critical to the entrepreneurs. Hindi lang yung deferment. Kasi deferment, babayaran mo pa rin naman yan. Kung wala kang kinita, saan mo hanapin yung pambayad mo? Diba? Tsaka, ano ba?
Right.
Tsaka, alam mo, dapat, sila yung, to be honest, no? Parang, they're the best, they're the most well-positioned body to be
Mhm.
able to guide entrepreneurs on which they can reinvest the whatever they have today. Kasi sila yung nakakakita ng nakakita ng where investments are flowing, 'di ba? They know what industries are in the Philippines that are doing well. May purview sila eh. So to me dapat yung strategy na ganyan sa kanila nanggagaling. Although, private sector being private sector, we will move on our own.
Right.
Yun. Laking bagay yun. Feeling ko infrastructure lang, happy na tayo.
Mhm. Kaya?
Yeah, Stas, I know kasi you interact with a lot of entrepreneurs also.
Yeah.
What would you say would be the most glaring problem? Maybe on a personal side, especially for managers, for business owners. What would
Cash
be the
flow. Cash flow.
main challenge or common challenge na nakita mo sa entrepreneurs, and maybe how can we address that
Cash flow. Cash is
for
king.
bosses especially?
Boss, cash flow. Managing your resources. It's really that. I think, real talk yan, di ba? Cash will be king. So, and for most businesses, lahat ng pera namin nasa receivables, nasa pipeline ng sales, di ba? So, it's managing cash flow. It will be the biggest problem because, two things yan. It's anchored on two things. Whether you've been able to pivot early enough or soon enough that you will have cash coming in,
Mhm.
or you had reserves that you can continue moving forward even if you aren't sure of where your next funds are gonna come from, diba?
Right.
So it's cash flow. That's the biggest problem of entrepreneurs. And to me, how do you address that? By being gut, talagang gut-wrenchingly honest with where you are in your cash positioning.
Mhm.
Marami kasi sa atin ang hindi ako sakit ko yan yung procrastinate. Parang, hindi papasok si ganyan, hindi papasok you have to know your numbers.
Mhm.
So, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, diba? Yun naman yun eh.
Right.
So, be honest with your numbers, be honest with where you are, be honest with your employees, tell
Mhm.
them that, hey guys, cash is running out. We have to we have to make difficult decisions about how we're managing it. Yun ang pinakamahirap kasi syempre lives ng mga tao yan eh. May mga
True.
nakadepende sa'yo. But,
I have a question na, Ses. That's
yes.
a very good point. Kasi, yun nga, itong mga small businesses natin, somehow they're able to provide employment to people, di ba? Pero right now, lalo na yung mga maliliit na mga businesses na walang sapat, let's say, na savings, baka hindi na nila kaya pang mag-provide ng financial
Yes.
support doon sa mga staff nila, lalo na pwede pang ma-extend at ma-extend itong ECQ, lalo na dito sa Metro Manila. How is it possible, magiging humane pa ba or responsibility pa rin ba ng mga team leaders ng bawat business for them to strive to look for resources for their staff given na said na talaga sila? Kunwari wala nang
Dapat.
silang pera. Dapat pa.
Dapat. Your people should always be the most important part of your decision-making process. You have to, as much as you can, you save your people. Parang hindi pwedeng, I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, diba? Lalo na for those who are in the thousands of employees. Ang hirap niyan, diba? I can only imagine what they're going through. Ako, 20 lang naman yung tao ko. Parang, I mean, I account for about 20 heads that I have to pay, no? So parang maliit lang naman yung akin. Pero I can imagine the rest, no? Pero people should be the core. There are many ways that you can do it naman, di ba? We have a webinar coming up tomorrow actually, and we're talking about people
Oh,
management.
nice.
We have a 2 day series on it, and it will talk about these things, but very slightly. I'll touch on it. You could reduce your hours. You could defer payments. Um, ano pa ba? You could maraming ways if you just want to keep them in your team, or maybe you furlough them for now but there is always a goal to bring them back on board eventually, 'di ba? Maraming ways naman pero ako parang yun yung kaya nga sabi ko kanina, 'di ba, to your question kanina, yung government. Alam mo yung binibigay ng gobyerno, yung pera ng gobyerno to like yung very on a stimulus package. Tapos binibigyan sa negosyante yan kasi yung negosyante mamumultiply yan. Yung binigay mo sa isa, that will inevitably multiply the reach of because maraming makikinabang niyan. Yung mga employees, yung mga pamilya ng employees. So dapat yun yung dapat marinig ng IATF to eh. Kasi dapat ganun sila mamigay ng pera. Nagmo-multiply dapat. Otherwise, mahirap.
Aya.
No.
Yes, Aya.
Naglalag tayo.
Okay, she's gone for a second. Okay, so nag-o-offer ang Impact Hub Manila ng series of webinars. Can our viewers watch or be part of those webinars para mas mapalalim pa yan? Paano yung process niyan?
It's free. So we've been running the sessions since about 2 weeks ago, and we had government there, we had some entrepreneurs, and then last week we had Reese discuss daily cash flow management. Kasi hindi na pwede monthly, daily na ngayon. Hindi na tayo pwede mag-monthly planning ngayon. And then tomorrow, and for the next 2 days, we're gonna talk about people management, how to work with your team, how to still engage them during this time. And then on Wednesday, we have the difficult conversation of letting people go. Medyo masakit siya sa brain. Oo. Tapos the session on Thursday naman is on business modeling. How do we pivot? How do we create new opportunities? You can find you can join the session if you go to Impact of Manila. The program is called the Resiliency Project, and you just click on the link. It's free. I think for April it's free. Everybody can join. Anyone who wants to just learn and hear about what could happen.
Okay. On a last note, Ses, no, before we wrap up, alam nyo guys, yung mga viewers natin, super favorite kong kausap si Ses, lalo na kapag, alam mo pang vision casting, kasi parang nagiging visible pala yung mga ideas. Eh yan, nakatabingi ka.
Cute niya. Kaya mo yan.
Nakagilid ka. Anyway.
Turn it around.
Sabi ni Ses na connectivity issues. Nasa NCR lang si Ea. Anyway, ayun Ses, vision casting, it's very uncertain right now eh. Di ba? Hindi natin alam kung hanggang kailan tong ECQ so long as wala raw vaccine pa dito sa COVID. Ang new normal muna natin ay yung GCQ, which is maraming businesses pa rin ang close. Let's say tapos na, may vaccine na and everything. Pero ano yung mga mababago na sa way of life nating mga people in small businesses?
Well, definitely parang we have to expect that heightened na ngayon yung magiging security. I think this goes across, no? And it will affect businesses because yung mga usual practices natin as people, hindi na siya adaptable as easy as we want. Parang yan, mag-event ka, hindi na rin pwede, hindi na siya automatic, di ba? Parang rules and policies will definitely change. People's behavior will change. Expect consumer behavior to change. People will not be so quick to buy things anymore. I mean, kung you're in retail and you're in kung product driven yung negosyo ninyo, be very critical about what you're selling, 'di ba? Kasi people will obviously be more wary, 'di ba? Will they spend on this or will they choose to support things that are going to. Kasi ang dami nating na-realize ngayon. Ako na-realize ko I don't need a lot of things. You know, parang it's not parang hindi ko alam kung babalik tayo sa consumer driven world, hindi ko alam. Pero definitely, there will be people who have shifted their minds already about what it's like to be a consumer. Diba? Tapos, ang dami pang, even how government will relate to us as citizen, magbabago yan. Kasi ngayon, parang they have to solve everything that they used to didn't have to solve, which is like, for example, transportation. Hindi na pwede MRT. ano yan, magsisiksikan sila, 'di ba? Parang it will change eh. It will reinforce so much need from each of us to conform to. So we don't know what that will bring to ang panalo dito yung mga technology driven na
Totoo.
mga handa for what it's gonna happen, 'di ba? Parang um tapos ngayon parang lahat ng tao, alam mo naisip ko nga na-realize ko mahirap to kasi there will be a big shift in how people look at each other. Naku, may sakit ba yan? Di ba? May ganun eh. May stake, may, aminin na natin meron.
Discrimination na rin, oo.
Di ba yung kanina, yung sa video sa Dasma, di ba? Parang, for them, wala naman kaming sakit. Bakit kami mag-face mask? Di ba? Parang, so merong ganun na it will carry through, di ba? Kahit may vaccine yan. Kasi, ang vaccine naman, preventive naman yan. Parang, if you get a strain, and pneumonia to ha, pneumonia is still deadly in any respect ha. So, a strain of pneumonia, I've had pneumonia twice in my life. It's horrible. And you don't know what you're gonna get, diba? So, I think it will unlock a lot of, ano ba? It will unlock a lot of parang, hindi naman discrimination siguro, pero parang people will be extra cautious and it will not land very well on people, no? Tapos, syempre ngayon, aminin na natin, there will still be an unprecedented unemployment yung pinaka-kailangan bantayan ng tao, feeling ko. Lalo na ngayon. Parang, and that will cause a lot of, unfortunately, poverty na naman yan. Cyclical kasi yun di ba?
And the bills that we need to pay.
Oo.
Oh my God.
Ay, hindi nawawala, hindi nawawala. Nade-defer lang. Nade-delay lang siya, di ba? And
So clearly, no, hindi lang siya problema talaga ng business sector. Every sector needs to work together. And the business sector also needs a lot of help. So infrastructure, hello sa ating internet connectivity. Infrastructure also. And ayun, pero yung struggle ng entrepreneurs, we have to understand that it's not just personal. Meron ding mga lives na napasan-pasan sa balikat ang mga business owners also, not just their own families, but the lives of their employees. So, Seth, maybe to wrap up, and I know I look forward to this. Maybe your last words that you would want to leave with entrepreneurs out there, or actually for everyone facing and going through this pandemic.
Ako ay siguro two critical things, right? I mean, I think in this time, we're all looking for, hindi ko alam kung nagtatampo na kayo sa Diyos. Ako medyo nagtatanong na ako, parang ano pa talaga to? Parang what is really going on, di ba? Kasi I'm a Christian, so ang balik ko, yes, there's this disease, di ba, that's plaguing the world, right? And it's debilitated everyone. And why, di ba? And then you're reminded ako as a Christian na, well, there's a bigger force that's bigger than this virus. Pero it was allowed to happen. Ibig sabihin, may point yan. Kung ano man pinaniniwalaan ninyo, this was allowed to happen. Nangyari siya, di ba? And like many things, pag tinignan niyo yung whole scheme of things, this is probably the only time in history that every single person in the world has a direct contribution to this. Diba? On how to prevent it and how to hopefully curb it, diba? Staying home. Diba? Yun nga yung thought process nun diba? So, yung wars naman, mga terrorism, pag binomba ka, wala ka namang magagawa Binomba ka, diba? Wala na. Pero ito, there is a way that we can all be part of the solution, which is to boost our immunity, to stay home, to practice all of the rules that science is giving us right now, diba? Parang, kasi that's all you can go on diba? So maybe to me, parang keep your head above water and know that we have been given everything that we need to survive. We've been, like it's not, syempre walang cure, syempre wala pang vaccine, but on the whole, we've been told what we can do and what we shouldn't do. Diba? To survive is to take it one step at a time kasi nakaka-overwhelm. Yung mga tao narinig ko na parang hindi nila the loneliness, no? I think that's something you guys need to address. Yung grief that people are feeling is real. 'Di ba? Na you're isolated. The isolation, I think it's what's killing all of us, no?
Right.
So to curb that, ako, two things. So talagang keep your head above water. Tama yung sinabi ni Jacqueline sa webinar namin. Keep your mind and kasi mental, ano siya, it's a mental game eh, di ba? Mostly for entrepreneurs, alam ng entrepreneurs to, wala ka ng pambayad bukas, kailangan nakangiti ka pa rin. Yung talagang mentally you have to practice. And it's a
Nakakaiyak naman yan, sis.
Totoo
Yeah, it's
naman eh. But it's true.
Yeah.
Yung wala kang choice, kailangan mo humarap. Kailangan you have to be strong, di ba? Hindi mo alam sa makukunin yung pang-payroll mo next month.
True.
But you have to move things. You cannot stop and, wait for things to happen. You have to move. So, keep your mind like, because I think it's an exercise that you have to do it. Practicing what you do, di ba? And then ako, I think the next point is, connect with, you find a community talaga. Like, you cannot do this alone.
Right.
I think, and find people that you can rally with, collaborate with if you're a business, diba? Because this is really only going to get better if you know what to do next, who you're going to talk to, who you're going to collaborate with, and many things. So ako yon, parang find ways to still surround yourself with people who can help you through this and ask for help. Hindi naman mali yun eh. Kasi lahat naman tayo nangangapa, 'di ba? Lahat naman tayo walang alam. So hindi ka magmumukhang walang alam kasi everybody doesn't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
'Di ba? You're all in the same boat. This is the greatest equalizer since God knows what, 'di ba? Since the internet happened. So I think we have to take advantage of this na that everybody wants to help. Napaka-helpful ng ating society ngayon, 'di ba?
Bayan talaga eh, no?
Oo, and I think that's something that you can give credit to this whole situation. It's bringing out the best and the worst in people.
True.
Diba? So, tignan nyo lang, diba? Observe kayo who's there to help, diba?
Sis, thank you so
Yes.
much for
Thank
accepting
you.
our invitation. Sobrang dami
Of
namin
course.
natutunan. At sana sa lahat ng viewers natin na, lalo na yung mga dreamers, yun yung pinaka-concern ko, yung mga dreamers out there na disillusion na siguro ang dami lang plans for the year. Lahat tayo hopeful for 2020 and right now, di ba? Parang, what the hell, magkakalahating taon na, pero ganito yung nangyayari. So, it's so, it's so saddening. Pero sana we come out stronger after this.
I mean, there's always purpose to the pain, diba? Give me a time in your lives where you went through something and it didn't make sense in the end, diba? It's matagal ko na hindi sinasabi yan sa tao kasi it's a bit, I feel it's a bit ignorant to say that when there's lives that are lost, diba? Pero when you look at the grand scheme of things, there is always purpose to the pain. Hindi natin alam, diba? Maraming nangyayari. Siguro, I'm just an eternal optimist. That's why I have to look to the future. Pero, yun, the invitation is to hope. Kasi that's all we have. Yan lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Seth, for sharing your wisdom to everyone watching tonight and in the coming days as we share this clip to everyone. Maraming salamat.
Good night. Matulog na tayo.
Good night, sis.
Good night. Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. O Eya, ano ang takeaway mo dito? Ako gustong-gusto ko yung last quote niyo, there's a purpose to the pain. Ang sakit, no? Pero totoo yun eh. Kung ano man yung feeling na lacking right now, 'di ba? Parang may shinare ako kahapon na post sa Facebook na parang nasa process tayo of grief, eh, no? Nandun tayo sa in denial stage na parang, parang okay din yan. Pero very uncertain eh. We're not sure until when itong COVID, until when yung ECQ, makakabalik ba tayo dun sa normal life? Tapos parang bumabalik tayo dun sa mga days na sinayang ko yung pagkakataon, na pwede palang na-maximize ko siya. So, ang daming mga thoughts na umiisip. Ikaw, Eya?
Maybe in general, a reflection in general that I want to share na na nag-cross sa mind ko ngayon as we were talking. Um, Prior to the lockdown, I've been having these thoughts, and parang mas ngayon siya nagiging real, nagiging significant in my life. How it's important to really focus on the present. Kasi right now, you can only learn from what's been happening the past couple of days.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's so difficult to look forward and to look ahead because it's so blurry. There's no certainty. So, um, what we have right now is the day and what's in front of you. So it's important to focus on that. And as what Des said, diba, parang it's time also to accept things na eto na to. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung normal, hindi natin alam kung ano magiging new normal. But this is our reality now, and we need to adapt. So, what's happening within you and around you, yun na yun. So, live in the present and just do your best. Kasi, ayun, we can plan ahead, but we don't know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, as we deal with what's going on in our lives today, maybe we can also look into what we can do for ourselves and for others. Diba? During the current talk, we also always talk about your ambag. Anong ambag mo?
Ambag.
So,
Ano ang ambag mo? Di ba
yes,
trending yan? Hindi yung brand ng bag mo, pero ano yung ambag mo sa lipunan?
anong ambag mo? Ayan. Kasi lagi nila tayong tinatanong kapag may sinabi tayong negative, ano bang ambag mo? So again, ito na ang ambag natin, okay? So gusto ko lang din ma-highlight itong particular initiative for tonight, which I found. May isang grupo ng artists and volunteers ang nagsama-sama para kumalap ng pondo para sa frontliners ng COVID-19 Pilipinas. So ito ang Arts for PH. So makikita niyo sila sa artsforph.com. So paano sila nakaambag? Through their talents and skills, they create art and they sell it in the hopes of raising funds for the COVID-19 fight. So yung mga proceeds niya napupunta sa mga non-profit organizations who have its own initiatives directly benefiting patients, the frontliners, at yung iba naman, directly na pupunta sa frontliners. Maganda dyan, pag pumunta kayo dun sa website nila, makakita rin kayo ng other ways to help. So actually, meron kang option to send a personalized letter to any of the frontliners at mamili ka lang ng art that would go with the letter also. And you also have the option to just donate, to buy art, or to even part of the team. So makikita nyo, nag-start sila siguro a couple of weeks ago lang, pero nadadagdagan ng mga artists na sumasali sa movement na to, people who would want to contribute their talents and their skills for this initiative. So yeah, if you want to see the talented people behind this group, artsforph.com, go to their Facebook page. It's artsforph, and their email is support@artsforph.com. They say art can heal too.
It's nice, no? Art can heal too. So, para sa akin, Ea, parang very inclusive call siya na the battle or the war against COVID-19, hindi lang siya exclusive only for medical practitioners. Diba? Parang all industries can be tapped. Siguro, industries are still or people are still thinking of how they can help. Pero lalo na, malapit din kasi puso ko sa mga artists, yung mga performers. Ito yung, kawawa rin sila ngayon kasi sila yung mga sa mga gigs, sa mga performances, which is usually per performance sila binabayaran. Pero right now, that's very impossible unless merong groups na magbabayad sa kanila if they perform online. Pero mahirap din yun, lalo na kung group performances yan. So ito yung mga industries na talagang hardly affected din. So maganda na unti-unti silang gumagawa ng mga paraan. Kunwari, yung Halili Cruise Dance Company, di ba? Kahit na group ballet yon, ginawa nila na per screen, sabay-sabay sila sumasayaw. So it's also possible. So yun, sana, yun nga parang as we move forward, kailangan ng urgency to think kung ano yung ways para maka-adapt tayo. Kasi kung hindi, talagang malulusaw tayo sa eksena. Mawawala tayo sa eksena, which is sad.
Yes, and so thank you, Jules, for your sharing tonight. and of course to Seth, who joined us earlier. It's been another insightful conversation.
Right. Mhm.
And ikaw, you're an entrepreneur yourself, and I know there are different challenges also, di ba? Whether it's food, technology, real estate, and any other sector really. We're all affected, but we're all in this together.
Mhm.
So I hope you guys out there um, will stay inspired and will keep dreaming and believing as we face the days ahead. Ayun na, and maraming salamat for joining us tonight.
Yes, syempre kita-kita pa rin tayo uli dito sa daldalang walang curfew. At
But Usapang hindi
walang
nala-lockdown.
iba kundi ang QuaranTalk. Live po tayo sa Facebook, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 p.m.
Yes, and follow us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/QuaranTalk online.
Maraming salamat po. Ako po si Jules Giang. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Jules Giang. Please watch my show tomorrow, Bagong Pilipinas on PTV4. We're back.
At I'm Aya Antonio. Connect with me on Twitter at Aya_Antonio and on Instagram at Aya Antonio. And catch the ANC special coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic. Pero hindi nyo makikita on cam. But I'm there.
Thank you so much. See you
Ayan.
on Wednesday.
Maraming salamat po.
Masayang kwentuhan natin on Wednesday. Yes. Di ba, Aya?
Yes. Yes.
Basta tungkol sa
Ayaw na ng internet ko. Sumusuko na
tungkol
siya.
sa
Matulog
mga
na raw.
quarantine flings ninyo. Kung meron kayong mga quarantine flings, pag-uusapan natin yan sa Wednesday. At sa Friday naman, of course, it's Labor Day. So something about workers' rights. All right, bye. Good night.
Bye.